guys, welcome to week 2 of Unapologetically You. This is our first week of awareness. So that means that I will be focusing on a specific ability or topic and tell you guys what it is, how it affects people through possibly interviews, which is today, or just me telling you about something, or maybe something different like a link, something exciting, and then how we can help spread awareness. I'm a strong believer that if there was more awareness in the world, that the world would be such a better place, and that's how I want to help change the world. So, welcome. Here we go. Okay, so this week I'm going to be talking about Tourette Syndrome. So, if you're not familiar, you're going to learn a lot, and if you are familiar, you might still learn a lot. Alright, if you were here last week, you heard me talk a little bit about my why and why I'm doing all of this and kind of the reason behind everything. So if you didn't see that video last week, then I recommend going back and watching that one and then this one. But basically, my brother Zack has Tourette Syndrome, and I've experienced life from his side of things, and more specifically mine, but I've seen how it affects him, and if there was more awareness on Tourette's or honestly any other disability, this world would be such a different place. And so that's why I'm doing this. I want to help spread awareness and help people feel like they can be themselves without being sorry for it. So that's what we're doing. So this week is Tourette Syndrome. So here, I'm going to give a little intro, and then we have an interview with Zack. So make sure you watch the whole thing because it's really exciting, and there's some really funny outtakes at the end. So watch it. Right. So, this week I'm going to be interviewing a super special guest. So, drum roll. Here we go. Okay, so who are you, friend?
My brother.
Okay, yeah, this is my brother, guys. So, what's your name?
Zack.
Zack. That's cool, Zack. How old are you?
I don't want to give my age.
How old are you? You 10?
20.
Okay, you're 20. That's cool. So, why are you on my show today? Do you know?
Because I have Tourette's.
Oh, you have Tourette's? Okay, do you guys know what Tourette's is? I'm going to tell you. Alright, so Tourette Syndrome is a neurological disorder that causes people to have motor and vocal tics. So, they're involuntary things that they do. So, for example, Zack, what are some of your tics?
That.
So, you make weird noises. What else?
I yell, my body moves.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah, so it's things you can't help. Your brain just does it, right?
Kind of like blinking.
Yeah, kind of like blinking. That's a really good example. You want to talk more about that?
No.
No? So I like to think of tics. I have done little classes with people on Tourette Syndrome before, and a really good example, if you don't have Tourette's like me, to think of
you have
what...
tics, though.
I do have some tics, but I don't have Tourette's. So that's another thing. You can have tics and not have Tourette's. Good one, Zack. Leave you hanging. Yeah, okay. So, a lot of people think of Tourette's as just somebody yelling and swearing like you see on YouTube videos and movie shows. But is that all that Tourette's is?
No. That's called coprolalia.
And what percent of people have coprolalia that have Tourette's?
10%.
So, it's only 10% of the people that have Tourette's have coprolalia. So, it's not just that. You do have that, that's for sure.
Yeah, I do.
What other things do you have also with Tourette's?
Comorbidities. Okay, say it.
Comorbidities. So what are some of the comorbidities that are common?
OCD, ADHD, dyslexia, dysgraphia. That's what I have. I have the alphabet soup.
You do. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about your life?
My life's already out there.
Where is it out there?
I have 4 documentaries on me around the world.
That's true, he does. I will link them below so you can watch them.
The 4th one we can't get to in America, but in every other country it's pretty much there.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
Oddly enough, we're the last ones to get everything. So I will link those below, but
except for the 4th one.
Yeah, except for the 4th one. But do you want to say a little bit about your life? Because these strangers might not know who you are. Or you want me to tell them?
You can.
Okay. Summary of Zack's life. So he had tics his whole life, but it was pretty much you just thought he was a kid. Like, he would whistle or, like, throw his clothes up in the air and, like, random things. And then Mom is a genius, and she did a lot of research and tried to figure out what it was that Zack might have, because it wasn't normal or typical. And so my mom actually found some video or something, I think, on YouTube, and she saw a kid with Tourette's and was like, oh my gosh, that's what Zack has. So she took him to, like, the best doctor ever, and he was diagnosed with Tourette's pretty soon after that. And so that happened when he was 8 years old. And then it skyrocketed. He went from just, like, whistling and stuff to then violent tics. So you can see in the little interview, the back of the walls have holes in them. Mom she's makeshift them into bookshelves now, but they're holes. So he would have punching tics and rage, where he would just go, like, destroy things, and was really awful. And it was so sad, because he can't help it, and he felt awful about it. He'd be crying and punching the wall. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. But his brain, like, the Tourette's does that. And so it's not him, it's the Tourette's. So that was Zack. And then it got so bad, he broke my mom's neck, broke my wrist, a lot of different things. And it was very dangerous. And so he was not living his best life. And so my mom did a lot of research, and she found this experimental surgery for people. It's usually used for people with Parkinson's, but it was used experimentally on people with Tourette's, and because Parkinson's and Tourette's are in the same part of your brain. And so Mom searched and searched and searched, and he was only 14 years old, and Mom got him to have the surgery, which is incredible, like, so awesome. So he had that surgery when he was 14 years old, and then like, immediately after that, his tics are, like, hardly there. Like, I mean, he still tics and he still has Tourette's, don't get me wrong, it's still there, but to the degree that the surgery was life-changing. So life-changing. So that was really, really awesome. And then but after the surgery, now his OCD is a lot worse, and a lot of those comorbidities are a lot worse than the tics. So it's kind of like taking a little switch, but that's basically Zack. And he didn't graduate high school, which really stinks. He didn't have the supports he needed and that kind of thing. It's really hard. So now he, like, lives at home with my parents, and they recently got an RV, so they travel a lot, which is great. Zack is so smart. He learns everything on YouTube, and he will literally sit for hours, like, watching videos and learning all this, and I swear every time I see him, he's like, did you know this? And I'm like, no. Cool. Thank you. So he teaches me a lot, and he's a super smart kid. Socially, he doesn't really have that many friends. He has a couple of friends from out of state, but a lot of people don't reach out to him, and we'll talk about that later, but let's get back to the interview. Okay, so you're just laughing because Zack's story is a little wild, right? Zack, are you like every kid with Tourette's, or are you a little specialer? A little more crazy. A lot of people with Tourette's don't have as crazy as Zack, but was. Good point. You want to talk about that? Tell me what you mean.
I had experimental brain surgery when I was 14 for Tourette's. I was the youngest one to get it done for Tourette's. And yeah, I had brain surgery, like I said, and all my tics are way better. I wouldn't be here today without it, I bet. And that's a tic. That's coprolalia. If you didn't know, we already talked about that.
So, what was it like before your brain surgery? So, from when you were diagnosed when you were 8, you had the surgery when you were 14. What happened in the middle there?
Well, I was drugged up my whole life. I don't even remember my childhood, which might not have been a complete bad thing because all my tics was so horrible.
Like, what do you mean by horrible tics? Like, what happened?
Yeah, all our walls have holes in them. Some is the whole wall. You know, our steps there, it's no wall.
How did that happen? Like,
my tics.
What kind of tics? What were you doing?
Hitting tics, hit my head, arms, and legs, punching, kicking.
Yeah. Did it ever hurt anyone else?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
I'm really sorry still. Do
you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
So, like, what happened?
I had a tick. It was like a bear hug. And I broke my mother's neck for spinal. What was it?
You can just talk and say it. No, just say it.
Oh, I had a 5-level fusion because of smashed spinal cord.
Mom's recording this, so there she is. Okay, so that happened. What else?
And I couldn't help it because of the tick.
Right, of course. You would never do anything like that on purpose.
I broke her wrist. I broke your wrist.
Yes, you did.
I broke other people's things.
So, how does it feel when you have a tick? Like, before it happens, do you feel anything?
No, not for me at least.
Not for you at least. So, some people with Tourette's have like an urge before, and so there's different therapies that can work with them to try to stop that urge, but also it's a tick, so it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, for me at least.
Yeah. So, like, for you, you don't feel anything before you tick.
Think of like ticks. There's also tick attacks. Like for me, like, it's like a build up, like a volcano. Sometimes it's like there are tick attacks, and there's build ups like a volcano for ticks. Like for me at least, when I was a kid at school, wouldn't tick as much because I was building up on the inside, and I exploded like a volcano at home.
Yeah, you would. I remember those good old days.
Well, and it's. For me, is almost impossible holding ticks.
Yeah.
Like yawns.
They are like yawns. That's a really
not
good
complete,
thing.
not always like yawns because you can stop yawns, but
yeah.
It's like,
I couldn't help that. It just came out. I'm not bored. I promise.
If you say so.
I'm not. Okay. So tell me a little bit about how Tourette's and everything affects you.
Not good.
Like, how not good? Like, what are some ways that it affects you?
I have no friends. I have friends, but none of them. The closest one is like 4 hours away. The other one is in Florida.
Why is that? You've lived here your whole life.
Pretty much.
Oh, so why are your friends not here?
Because I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't choose where they live.
I know, but like because you went to school here.
Yeah.
So you want to touch on that a little bit of your schooling?
All people like. Well, I feel. I don't even like to get out of the house because people know me and recognize me as the disabled kid in town, and I don't have any friends because of that. And I'm embarrassed to get out because I feel like people know who I am.
Yeah, like they define you in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a lot more than just a kid with Tourette's, aren't you?
I'm not a kid with Tourette's. I'm not a kid anymore.
You're not a kid anymore. You're still my little brother, though. You're still a baby brother to me. But that's a really good point, though, Zach. Like, that it's affected you in so many different ways. Just in like, hey, I blink a little and I jump up and down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is one thing that you wish people knew about Tourette's?
Or people too.
Yeah?
Don't treat us like we're not people. We have feelings. We love. We're just like any other human. We just are a little different. I like to say a little better. Not kidding.
It's not a disability. It's a special ability.
No, it's an ability.
Yeah, it is an ability. You're right.
I
can't tick like you do. That's for sure.
I like Tourette's is like it's I think of it like a superpower.
Yeah.
They're different than everybody else.
That's a really good point. I like that perspective. Looking at the positive.
That's the way I look at life.
Heck yeah, you're really leaving me hanging right on the video.
It's about me. It's like you're interviewing me. You don't need the high five. I do.
Okay, so let's do a quick summary for people. So, one, what is Tourette's? I'm going to do definition. You want me to do it? All right, definition. It is a neurological disorder that causes people to have both motor and vocal tics. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little thumbs up or something. Okay, 2. How does it affect people? You've said a lot of things. What are some quick tell the people what you want to hear. How does it affect you?
It's different for everybody.
Yeah, that's a really good
ticks
point.
are different. Like, it's people like snowflakes. Tourettes like snowflakes. Not one is the same as the other.
Snaps to that! You are on fire! Tell the people. Alright, that was good. Alright, so next, I'm not going to say the number. We didn't talk about that. But Zach has that next number after 2.
The number between 2 and 4 physically hurts me, like stabbing pains all over. And 4 is the good number, kind of say like a Band-Aid, I guess.
Well, that's a good example of Band-Aid. I like that. So, we're not going to say that number. But, the next one is how can we help spread awareness? So, how can somebody that doesn't have Tourette's, or maybe doesn't have a personal connection to Tourette's, help people with Tourette's?
Accept people who they are.
Yeah, and could you...
It's not just for Tourette's.
Yeah, for everything. That's true. So, specifically for Tourette's, do you think, like, if more people knew about it, that you wouldn't have had such a hard time? Like, if people were more accepting and...
Well, everyone in town knew I had it. They still weren't accepting.
Yeah? Like, what do you mean by that?
Like, when I was in elementary school, we were helping with the talent show, and I was ticking swear words, this ukulele, like I said, and this old lady was like, "Shut up or get out of here," and I was like, that really hurt me, because, like I said, I'm a human too.
Yeah, but if she knew you had Tourette's, then that wouldn't have happened, right?
Hopefully,
right.
We can't change everybody's perspective.
Right.
That's why you gotta, like you said, spread awareness. And if you see someone, a kid, or even adult, anyone, any age, see you doing stuff and doesn't seem normal, whatever is normal.
True.
Like out of the ordinary, just let it happen. If you're curious, just go up to them and ask politely, "Excuse me, I notice you doing like a little twitch or saying something. What is that?" Be nice. You can be curious. Just ask politely.
That's a really good
They
point.
might still get affected in the wrong way. The person who's asking, or the asked,
Person's asking.
or the person that's
being
being
asked.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, you don't know how they're gonna respond, because they might have a trauma a PTSD, like I do, like from all my tics. Not from that right there, but
Yeah.
just be kind. Like
Be kind. Choose kind.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a really good point, Zach. I like it.
Like a roller coaster, ups and downs.
Lots of ups and downs, huh?
Yeah, for me, there's been quite a few more downs than ups, and like not good downs.
Yeah. That's a really good way to put it. Okay, so another thing that we were just chatting about was for people, like a way that people could reach out specifically to you and people that have not really been socially with other people, right? Is reaching out. If somebody would just reach out to you and like be your friend, how would that make you feel?
Well, I've reached out to everyone in my life, but they never, like you said, accepted me for who I am.
They didn't reach out.
Well, they didn't. No, I reached out. They didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. It's like shaking hands. You reach out, shake someone's hand, and they just said no.
You haven't touched, like, giving me a high 5 or nothing today.
Because I was showing you what I was
You're
explaining
right.
to them now. That's why I haven't done it.
Look at you. That big brain ears. Yeah, that's a really good point. So, speaking of any single ladies, this man is single. We'll put his Instagram handle below, and you can send him a DM today. Right? Yeah. He said, "I'm not complaining."
I'm not saying no.
So we'll put that. What is your handle, by the way, for Instagram?
I don't know. Look on your phone.
I don't know it either. We'll put it down low. Make sure you check it out, or I can put it on a little box. I'm still learning YouTube, but I can like put it
Check
here.
the link
So-
right here.
right
there.
It'll be right here, guys.
Or there. It'll be somewhere in here.
It'll be on the page. Okay, Okay, Zach and I are going to take you on a quick little mini tour of some of the holes in this house. Look at this one. Zach, did you do that?
Yeah, but I didn't paint it.
So
I made it so
artsy,
it
huh?
could be painted.
And then look at this beautiful staircase. Heck yeah. Isn't that great?
Look.
Yo, what's up? Also, forgot to mention, but this week I will be having Tourette Syndrome shirts in my shop. Teal for Tourette. I'm horrible. Yep, Tourette's. I'm horrible at hide and seek. Hashtag Tourette life. And I'm going to have a super special one. I'll post it right over here.
What is it?
It's a surprise.
I haven't seen it.
I'll have to show you. It's super cool. So you guys can get that. And all Tourette Syndrome stuff will be 10% off in my shop this week.
10%?
10%! Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Zach, for letting me interview you and pick your brain about your life, because it's super crazy. I've lived with it, but your perspective is a lot different than mine, right?
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching. You can, if you go to my website and scroll all the way down, there's a little box and you can subscribe so you can hear every interview and every week that I do and all the things. So make sure you check that out. Yeah.
Wait, click the bell for subscription on YouTube.
Oh, is that a thing? I'm still new to YouTube, as you guys know. So, yeah, is it bell?
Like a bell, and you click the bell for notifications.
Do that.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. You're more of a YouTube guy than me. So you click that to subscribe. You can comment, right?
Yeah.
Well, so comment and tell us how you liked that. And if you have any questions, if there's a comment, you can help me respond if it's something directed towards you.
If I see you.
Yeah. So if there's somebody there, or if you're just this cute girl and are wanting a date with this man, Pinehurst, North Carolina, just hit us up. Or he has an RV, so he can go to California. Got it. So.
And I have a Jeep.
And he has a Jeep. Listen to this man. So, yeah. So you said bell to subscribe. And then comment. So comment below. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hey, Dad, do you want to help us spread awareness for Tourette Syndrome?
Well, of course.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Dad. Hey, Mom, do you want to help us spread Tourette Syndrome awareness?
Absolutely.
Hey, Bob, you want to help us spread Tourette Syndrome awareness? Yeah! Hey, Zach, you want to help us spread Tourette Syndrome awareness?
Yep.
Woo! Want to be a world changer with us and help spread Tourette Syndrome awareness, you can go to my website at www.unapologeticallyu22.com. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's like a little box and it says subscribe to a world changer. So click on that, put your email in, and that's all you gotta do. And I will be sharing a video kind of like this one with some tangible like ideas of how you can help change the world through awareness and helping other people. So sign up for that and I'll give you that information. And I will post a t-shirt every week, because t-shirts I think are a really great way to spread awareness, because if somebody sees you wearing something, they'll be like, oh, what is that? Like if it says Tourette Syndrome on it, I would ask, what is that? And you can tell them, and that's a perfect opportunity to spread awareness right there. So check it out, and those are on my shop too. So thanks, guys. I hope you come back next week. It will be a different ability, so check it out. Love you guys. Bye. Also, quick ad for you. So if you're wondering where you can get these beautiful bookshelves, Zach, where did you get them at?
Home.
What are they?
Lamb Home Depot.
So what are they?
Lamb. Yeah.
What are they?
From when I was ticking, I punched the wall, and we decided to embrace it and make bookshelves.
And Mom's really fancy. There's some paint over there too, because these walls are already so nice. Just wanted to add a little pop of color, right?
Yeah.